Guys, today we're going to be painting a 110 jerkbait. This is the jerkbait that I put on the contest on TikTok, and the winner was Jesse Suggs, and he told me to paint it painter's choice. So we'll see what the pattern looks like when we get done. First, we're going to put on a base coat of white. That gives it a solid base for the rest of the paint to stick. Next, we're following that with a coat of pearl white. And even though that pearl white will be covered by some paint, it'll still shine through and give it a good reflective look. Okay, now it's time for our stencil. We're going to put an outline over the top of the back and give it an irregular shape on the sides. We're going to do that with black. We're going to come back over the top of this black in a moment with some color shift. That outline down the sides to give it an irregular shape and pattern on the sides. It's going to give it a really cool effect when cover it up with the color shift. Time to put the scale pattern on. We're going to take our netting that's in a knitting hoop and lay our bait on a sponge. Then we're going to lock that thing down where the bait doesn't move and the netting doesn't move. And we're going to use a yellow-pink color shift that I mixed up with some mica powder. It's a custom color shift. And as we spray it on the top of that bait, over the top of that black, it really shows the color change. You can see that. And we're going to hit it with the heat gun. We've got to spray the other side of the bait. Pull it off really slowly, and you can see that color shift. Pretty neat. Alright, we're going to flip it over and do the other side of the bait. Same thing on this side. Now we're spraying that color shift over the black, but we're also spraying it slightly down the sides as well. Hit this side with the heat gun as well. That way it doesn't pull any paint off or run it. Now you can see the finished sides. Scale pattern on it. Okay, now what we're going to do is use another color shift, and it's a blue, green, blue color shift. We're going to spray that over the top of the back See that coming through. Now what we're going to do is lightly spray it over the sides. And this is going to give it a really cool effect. It's going to give it a slimy look. Almost like the bait has some slime on it. Now I'm just putting a light dusting over the top of that. And my airbrush air is way down low, very low. Now it's time for our shad dot. And what I'm going to do to start with is I'm going to put a small dot of white. That's going to be your base. And we're going to pick out the exact pattern that they like. And I'm just lightly coating it. It gives that shad dot some contrast. Makes the bait look a little more natural. We're going to go over the top of that with our black with a different pattern. And we're just going to be careful to not cover that white that we just did all the way up. Our stencil off, so we're going to change sides. This particular pattern I'm using there is a directional type stencil, so we want to make sure it's consistent on both sides. What I'm going to do is, I don't normally add the modeling to these jerk baits, but I thought I would do it for this one. And put a little small modeling on the gill plate, right below the bottom side of the gill plate. Put on the eyes. Now what we're going to do is add a coat of UV. And we're going to go with a fairly light coat for the first coat. I'm going to speed this up for time. The first coat's dry. We just got it out of the UV box. And now what I'm doing is I just put the water slide on it with my name. And we're going to give it a second coat. Again, I'm going to speed this up for time. Out of the box, our finished bait. Hope you enjoy Jesse's Sucks.